Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Rafael Escala. Thank you for watching this video. Today we will start in a video series to talking about all the concepts that we have in the 2026 edition of the Design Data Intensive application. But take a note that this is only an early access or raw edition, right? Because at the moment there is only the unique way to have this edition is using the subscription of O'Reilly website, okay? And the final release it will be published at March 2026. Take a note of that. And in this series, I will share my mind maps. Okay, the idea is to be super easier to understand the concept, and they could be connected together, right? So the idea is to be understandable for everyone. Okay, so without further delay, take your cup of coffee and get it started. Okay, to understand this book, maybe we have to define it. And what is not and what is this book? Actually, what is not only just tutorial to know what is the latest tool or what the latest architecture that is in this moment a trend, right? The idea is how to understand that the agnostic of the multiple architecture tool that you can implement in your application actually. And this book is not only just dry theory or boring concept. It's not like, okay, you will read only concept, only abstract idea, and you have to assume, okay, where I have to implement this concept in my business, or there are few examples that is very difficult to implement. So no, that's not the idea of this book. Actually, the idea of this book is that you will have several examples, successful example, where you can find and you can learn how it implement a good performance and highly scalability, uh, and learn which tool could generate this trade-off, because in depending on the tool that you want to implement, there are pros and cons. So you have to understand a higher concept of multiple tools to have an intuition to know where will fit in your business. And actually, when you are starting to have more intuition or more concept, practical concept, you will have better question, and maybe instead to learn how to implement this, you will start to ask why I have to implement this decision, why I have to take this implementation, why. So that's important to know. Okay, so in this book you maybe start to understand why. And when you have several concepts on from the um, example about the trade-offs, maybe you will start to have better question about your business, and your focus will start to learn how you can take advantage of your business to take a decision in your design, you do your system design. So that is the idea, to have better questions. And in this book, you will have a academic and practical concept actually, because you don't only just learn the foundational concept is very important, because it was validated for decade. So it's not a concept that you have to skip. It's very important today, but you have to in this book actually it will focus on the details. It will details the part of the practical of this foundational concept. So it's not only theory. The theory it will be only focused in the part of the practical that you can implement in your application, and not only focus on the shiny tool that you can find currently in your business, or sorry, in this industry of software, because it's very popular to maybe um, decided to have the latest shiny or popular tool that in this moment have in the industry, because you know that in software engineer there are several um, trends, several tools that it will appear in your career. So you have to first understand the full foundational, but not only the theory concepts and difficult or the boring part that you not learn where you have to implement. Okay, so that is the idea in general. Okay, maybe the next question it will be why I need to read this book. And the reason is that you have to learn how to choose tools. And to choose tools, you have to know all the concept or the purpose of multiple tools or decision of the architecture. Because if you know all the concept, you will know how to combine it and how can fit in your business. That is the idea. How you can create an orchestra of multiple tools or systems, right? You abstract the system to finally work together very, very, very well, right? But when you have the purpose of multiple tools, you can work with the intuition. With your intuition, you have to understand what is the internal engine of each tool because you have to know, okay, multiple tools have the same purpose, but you have to know, okay, which one it will be better for you if is the difference is that the internal engine or the internal complex that is working inside of them, right? So that is the idea to work with a part of the intuition, and then when you already have the purpose, multiple tools, and the intuition to why I have to implement this is that you will have a map in your mind to have a wider context of multiple service that you can create in your system. So that is the idea to have a wider context, right? So when you finally have this intuition, you finally you will have a higher available in your business and a higher scalable. So that is the idea to learn how to do it with agnostic decision and create more valuable in your business. And finally, to complete this part, you have to revealing or you have to learn how is working this complex system. But the idea is the same thing, is to achieve this goal, available and scalable and good performance actually. So when you achieve all these concepts that we are here, finally you can improve your level of software engineer, and this book it will help you to do it. So this book shares some requirements or minimum requirements that you have to know before to start to read this book, but it's not a heavy knowledge that maybe you can find in YouTube actually. You will have to know SQL, how it's working the databases internally, or not internally, I mean, sorry, on the queries, how it's working, and how is which protocol maybe we have in the web application, HTTP and TCP actually, and you have a background on the web application actually, right? So that is in summary. And maybe this is the part maybe most interesting for me actually. What is the new what is the purpose of this new edition? And what is new is obviously we can skip in all the places is the AI actually is in a trend currently, and obviously this book it will talking about that, and it is included a part of the vector indexes, the data frames, and the batch processing to training the AI. So that it will be included in this new edition, and actually it's not covered at the moment on the latest edition, the object storage that maybe we can find in the cloud. uh, that will I'm talking about S3 in Amazon, for example, right? And yeah, and maybe there are some obsolete concepts that unfortunately is not available anymore. That is map reduce that it was clarified in the old edition. So that's it. In general, that is the purpose of this book, and maybe the reason that you want to learn or read this book. In the next video, I will deep more about the trade-off. So thank you to watching again, and take care. Goodbye.